It looks as though we have a science experiment going on here.
It sure does. It sure does. As a matter of fact, way back in high school, if you remember, you have vinegar and baking soda. They tend to explode, if you will. They bubble up. And let me just give you an example. This flask over here, this represents the stomach. And as we talked about before, the stomach is connected to the esophagus. And of course, this is where the mouth is. We eat our foods, it goes down through the esophagus into the stomach. Well, what happens when we have occasional heartburn is that the acid mixes with the food.
Ooh, look at that.
Look what happens. The solution of the acid in the food comes up, and look at that.
Oh, wow.
This liquid, which is acidic, coats the lining of the esophagus and gives you a burning sensation. So what happens is you feel uncomfortable, and what's the first thing you look for?
Antacids.
Antacids, exactly. And that's what most of America does when they have occasional heartburn. Here, we have different types of antacids, but one of the problems by using antacids is that you have heavy metals in there. More specifically, you have aluminum.
Oh, don't want to take that.
No, you don't want to take that. It's a toxic metal. Furthermore, what we're also finding is that when we neutralize the acid, it slows down or impedes on the digestive process, and we don't want to do that. Consider these two bowls as your stomach. The liquid is the hydrochloric acid, and these peanuts represent food. When we chew them, they come in bits and pieces. So let me just give you an example. The food goes in the stomach, and on this side, you've taken an antacid. What happens? You eat the food, the acid's been neutralized, and it's sitting in there. And on this side, you've eaten the food and you haven't neutralized the acid, so the acid can interact with the food. Put a little bit more in there. And what I want to show you, I'm going to dip in the pool a little bit over here, but let me show you here, just because I want to get the point across so people can see that the acid helps to break down the food.
Oh, you can see it happening.
The acid helps to tear apart the food and prepares it so that when the food leaves the stomach and goes in the small intestine, it's prepared to be broken down even further by the enzymes that are released by the pancreas.
And that way your body can utilize the nutrients in the proper way.
Exactly, exactly.
And
so
again, these are food particles.
These represent food particles, and look what happens here.
Wow, quite, and that, there's nothing going on there.
This is what happens when we take antacids. We're impeding on our body's ability to break down food.